many people say, like, you shouldn't have to work so hard at a relationship, and that the more, that at what point do you know this relationship is done? You're working so hard, you're trying so hard that, it's just not working, and you should break it off and go off on your own.
Yeah.
Don has a good
So
way to
I have a
describe
good,
this.
yeah, because I get this question often, and it's great
Yeah.
you ask this. So one, when people say you shouldn't have to work so hard, I hate that question or that statement, that angle, because now you're putting weight on the chemistry. Now you're putting weight on dopamine, on banter, the sex, and other things that necessarily doesn't build a sustainable relationship, right? And so it shouldn't be like, oh, because I feel good and the person turns me on or there's attraction, that the relationship should go smoothly. They're separate pieces. It could be amazing and you could have a great feeling for someone, but if people aren't communicating, if people are holding resentment, if people can't hold a safe space, the relationship is not going to have any legs. And so that's a misconception. And when do you break up with someone? How do you know? My go-to answer is if you've done everything you can, and that includes couples counseling, right? Not just reading self-help books or blogs, and you've taken an honest look at yourself. And even at that, you find yourself breaking up with you, meaning the container, the relationship, the thing that you've built is no longer evolving and growing you. It's stunting you. It's making you disconnect with self. So after you've done everything you could, it's still doing that, then maybe the relationship has expired.
But maybe, is there something in there where you look at your, quote, non-negotiables, right? And what if a lot of people get into relationships and they have at the start, here are my non-negotiables.
Yeah, and they go out the window, right?
And they go out the window like that.
Right.
And before you know it, you're accepting, as Vanessa had said at one point, you've betrayed all of these things. You've got your non-negotiables are gone, and you're just trying to hold on to this person because you love them, even though they're screaming at you, even though they don't want the best for you, even though all your non-negotiables are now really negotiable.
That's exactly what happens over time too, right? Most of my clients, I mean, the whole reason I wrote that book, Single on Purpose, is because most of my clients, mostly female in their 30s, woke up and realized, holy shit, I've negotiated everything. And no one enters relationships knowing they're going to negotiate. They enter strong, and then over time, 10, 15, they have kids, life happens, and they're like, I don't know who I am anymore. I've negotiated everything.
Away. So, yes, I've negotiated everything away.
Away, yes.
Away. Yes. Right. So how do you, so somebody's listening to this, they're 30, they're 40, they're 50, they're 60. How do they know, I've worked so hard, I've worked and worked, I should not have to work like this?
Well, you're only 50% of any relationship.
Right. That
so
took
yes,
the words out of my mouth, John.
Yeah, if you've worked really hard, good for you, that's great. But you could be 100%, but you're still only 50% of the relationship, right? Now your partner has to also want it and work as hard as well. And if your partner doesn't, there's nothing you can do.
You can't force
unless you want to be in something lopsided.
So you're saying if the other person isn't working as hard as you, if the other person has trampled over your negotiables, if you can't negotiate them back, if you can't find equal footing, then
that's your new non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Your partner not doing any work or as much as you should then be the new non-negotiable that you hold with two hands, and that may be what causes you to end the relationship, but it also causes you to hold on to you.